Okay, class, so you pretty much know the drill, hopefully at this point, but I'm going to do a really quick run through of the review packet. You can always press pause if you think I'm going too fast. I am not going to necessarily explain every single thing in full detail, but I'll at least get topics and things started with all the work shown for everything. So here we go. Number one, we're finding slope between 2 points, so we should be doing our slope formula. So -1 minus 7 over 8 minus 2. It's going to give us -8 over 6. We need to reduce this. So both of these are divisible by 2. So we'll get a -4 over 3, which is going to be option D. Number 2, we need to write the equation of the line with a slope of 3. So that tells us m equals 3 and a y-intercept of 5, which tells us b equals 5. So we'll have y equals 3x plus 5, which is D. Number 3, we need to write the equation of a line with the slope of 0, so that's m equals 0, and a y-intercept of -7, so b equals -7. So this will give us y equals 0x minus 7, but since we don't see that as a choice, right, this 0x doesn't need to be there, and we should pick B. Number 4, we need to circle all equations below that represent line A. So there are multiple ways that you could go about this. You could choose to solve all of these for y and see which one matches the line over here. So we have a b value of 3. And let's see, if we pick another good point, we're going down 1, 2, 3, 4. So down 4, right 1. So we know we want it to be y equals -4x plus 3. So we know that's here. Okay, you could then decide to either solve this for y, or you could cover up and check and see, okay, so this would have an x-intercept of -3. So, oh, nope, that doesn't have an x-intercept of -3, so we're not there. Okay, or you could go the route of solving for y, so 3x minus 12. No, this is going to say y equals 3x minus 11, which isn't the same thing. Okay, again, this has a slope of -4, which is good. This has a point of +1, -1, so +1, -1. So we know this is one that works as well. Or again, solving it for y, -4x plus 4. So this will say y equals -4x plus 3, which is the same thing. So we should circle A and D. Okay, we'll do a similar idea on number 5. So let's see, we have an intercept of -2. And if we pick 2 good points, up 2 over 3, we have a slope of 2/3. Okay, so this also has the point -3, -4. -3, -4 is on the line, so this is an answer. You could solve that for y as well. This is not, because this has a slope of -2, which doesn't match our slope. Maybe if we solve this one for y, so we'll say -6y equals a -4x plus 12, divide by -6. So a -4 over a -6 reduces to a +2/3. 12 divided by -6 is a -2, so A would be an option. If we solve this one for y, get y equals a +2/3 x minus 2, which is also an option. So we should have A, C, and D. Number 6, we want to write the equation of a line with a slope of 4. So that means m equals 4. And passes through the point -2, 6. Okay, so we need to plug into point slope form. So we'll say y minus 6 equals 4 times x minus -2. 2 negatives turn into a positive. We always need to solve for y, so I'm going to distribute. Y equals 4x plus 14. We would choose C. Number 7, we need to find the slope first. This reduces to -2. We're going to pick a point. I'm going to use a different color so I can tell my work apart here. So I'll say y minus -4 equals -2 times x minus 1. 2 negatives make a positive. I'm going to distribute. So y equals a negative 2x minus 2, and we should pick D. Numbers 8 through 11 are all the same thing as what we just did up above, where we're writing equations. They're just like number 6. So y minus negative 4 is negative 3 times x minus negative 1. Distribute and solve. Two negatives make a positive. Okay, so we'll have y plus 2. 0 times x is 0. 0 times f, so that just equals 0. Just get y equals negative 2. Oops. Down here to the bottom. So now we have 2 points. So we need to do just like we did up here for number 7, right? We need to find the slope first. So 8 minus 6. So our slope is going to equal negative 1. And then we're going to pick one of the points. It doesn't matter which one. And we need to plug this into point slope form. So y minus 6 equals negative 1 times x minus 4. I'm going to solve. Let's get y equals negative 1x plus 10. You could just say negative x plus 10, and that would be fine as well. I'm going to pick the point negative 1, 0. 2 negatives make a positive. Right, I can add this 0 over, but it doesn't even really matter. So I just get y equals 1x plus 1. Same thing here. Finding the slope first. Okay, when we get 0 on the denominator, this tells us that our slope is undefined. And as soon as we get to undefined slope, we are putting x equals. This 9 is not the x value. That's telling us something about the slope. The x value is what's up here, sitting in our x value. So our final answer would be x equals 3. Number 15. Two negatives make a positive. Right, so you can use your calculator if you're multiplying that fraction and put in 1/8 times negative 3, which will give us negative 3/8. Okay, so you could have that as negative 1 3/8. Either is fine. Numbers 16 and 17 are actually the same thing as what we've just been doing. The difference is how the 2 points are given to us. So here on this one, the 2 points aren't given to us where we're just looking at the 2 points. We might have to decide what 2 points we want to pick. Okay, so maybe on the first one I picked the top 2. Maybe on number 17 I decide I don't want to pick the top 2 because I don't want to deal with negatives, and maybe I pick these points here. It doesn't really matter. You just need 2 of them. Okay, so on number 16 I'm going to pick the points 2, 3, 3, 5. I'll find the slope from that. So my m equals 2. I'm going to use one of those points. To solve this. Now up here we have f of x, not y equals. So I don't want this to say y equals in my final answer. I want this to say f of x equals 2x minus 1. Okay, so on this one I have the point 0, 0. 3, 12. I'm going to then pick the point 0, 0 because that makes life way easier. Just get y equals 4x plus 0 or minus 0 or just y equals 4x.